this. Is there anything you want the fans to know or any last thing you want to say to them before we get to see this series tonight?
This is where the fun begins.
Hold on. Okay.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Jedi Mike 7 Movie Show. Today, I'm your host, Jedi Mike 7. Thank you guys for stopping by. Hope you guys are having a very good day. I've been rushing up here this whole day working. The grind doesn't stop. Hey, we're still here. I am with some people here. If you have not seen the shows and anything with topics we're going to be talking about here, please making sure this can be a spoiler-filled discussion. And we're talking about the recent film Thor: Love and Thunder, but also The Boys. And if you have not seen The Boys or anything like that, please, you don't have to watch the stream, or you can just come back and watch it. Or hey, if you don't mind spoilers, please, we'd love to have you. But before we get started the show, make sure you guys hit the notification bell and subscribe button and comment, like, and share, and let me know the thoughts on the topics we're going to talk about here tonight. And I would like to hear you guys' feedback on this. And shout out to some folks in the chat right here. Shout out to Poppy Blanco. Shout out Poppy Blanco. Shout out to Great Pill Podcast. Thank you guys, good friends of mine. Also, me show support. But yeah, I'm with some people here today. Mr. Ronan, how you doing?
I'm a little under the weather, to be honest, a little under the weather, but I've been in a state of like therapeutical need just after Thor: Love and Thunder, and I want to say this first that I haven't lost any sleep over that movie, but it was a big slap in the face with wet fish of just like, whoa, what was this movie? So I'll be very intrigued. Exactly, I'll be very intrigued to see what people's your all thoughts about the film and what do we see for the future of the MCU.
Yep. Now, J King, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Sup, Ronan, sup, Jay.
Yo.
This is gonna be a long night. I can already tell, given.
Well, yeah, and also just to preface that, I will say this: that after this stream, we end the stream close to early around 10 o'clock because I'm gonna be on me and Ronan be on another channel, Team JBS. We'll be giving our full spoiler discussion of Thor: Love and Thunder. We're going full in depth on that. But yeah, make sure you guys subscribe to that channel. But also make sure you guys subscribe to other content creators on this platform. We got Ronan, guy's own channel, Ronan Unchained. Make sure you guys subscribe to that. We also got my brother here, Jay Takashi, got his channel. Make sure you guys subscribe to that. Jay Takashi, how you doing, man?
I'm doing fine. Shout out to my Ronan. Hopefully you feel better, brother.
I hope so too.
And by the way, man, no, I don't mean just from the movie. I mean like you said you feel under the weather, so hopefully you feel better off that too.
Thank you,
like,
thank you.
Like I said, because I hate being sick more than anybody. Please understand, it's the worst thing ever. And also you got the coolest name here. So does Jedi. So does Jedi Mike, and then freaking Ronan Unchained. because I love swordsmen. So Ronan, I'm kind of biased on that.
Thank you.
But yeah. But all in all, I'm doing great, guys. I didn't see the film, but I've heard enough from everybody to already know what happened. And I'm here to hear your thoughts on what happened. And I have seen The Boys final season all through, so we can definitely talk about it.
Okay.
And shout out to my man Jay King. Shout out to all you guys here, and let's have a good discussion.
Yeah.
That pizza was good, by the way.
Yeah, so this is how we're going to structure this video. First, we're going to go into Thor: Love and Thunder because I know Ronan has not actually been caught up on The Boys. He's not even gotten to season 3 yet. So, but he's going to be caught up on that relatively soon. But we're going to go. He has seen Thor: Love and Thunder, so we're all, like most of us on this platform have seen it, and so we're going to be talking about that, and then we'll end off the show talking about The Boys season finale. But I don't actually want to get and also, you guys that have checked me and Jay King, we did a spoiler review of Thor: Love and Thunder on our channel. Make sure you go check on that. You go through the notifications and see that. We did do a quick review about that. This is more going in depth of things we have not talked about. But yeah, shout out to my man Reon Locke is in the building. Shout out to you, man. Also, if you guys have seen the film or anything, I'm also gonna put the StreamYard link in the comment section down below. If you guys feel you just want to come on the platform and share your thoughts on what you guys have to say about the topics we're going over tonight, please do. This is a welcoming platform, unlike others. But anyway, I'm gonna go to shout out to Ronan. Ronan, what was your thoughts on Thor: Love and Thunder?
I was, to be completely honest, I was underwhelmed. Now, I'm going to say this out loud. Do I think it's the worst movie of all time? No. Do I think it's a different turn for the MCU? Yes. And that's what this movie has been in a conundrum for me, where I feel like I'm happy that directors are getting to do their own style in the MCU and do their own thing without, corporate, chefs all around them doing what you want and what they don't want. And yet somehow the first 40, 50 minutes, I almost was melting in my own skin, be like, is this how many jokes are in it?
What jokes are you talking about?
Okay, but here's the thing. Funny enough, and for those who've seen it, you've seen it. The goats were the one thing that I was okay with. That if I said in my review, like if the goats screaming every once in a while was the only consistent thing funny about the movie, I would be more pleased and be like, all right, that's an absurd thing. And I do think that the highlights are what Natalie Portman does as Dr. Jane Foster, aka the Mighty Thor. I think what Christian Bale does as Gore the God Butcher is also very fascinating and intriguing, even though I would have loved to see more butchering of gods. But I am underwhelmed by this film. I've only seen it once, so I plan on watching it again, though hopefully somebody else pays for my ticket because I don't want to pay for that ticket. And it's fascinating because I am a Taika Waititi fan, and I still think his best thing of his style with a big pop culture thing, big IP, is the Mandalorian season 1 finale. That finale has jokes that are full on Taika, and thank you, Marcus. They that episode has some of his best jokes, and yet there's way more heart and stakes than there is bit for the big sake. And so I'm in a conundrum with this movie.
I knew you and I, like, we've been talking behind the scenes about this. You and I have the same sentiments of how we're feeling about with this film, because it's not like there's a million different films that have been like or worse than this, especially even in the MCU. It's not even that. It's just more of like I had the fortunate experience to rewatch Thor The Dark World last night with a few friends of mine. You were there, and that film, as notorious, been known for being the weakest film in the MCU. But we went back in there, it's like, okay, well, that was a totally different Thor than what we had today. And I'm like, it's been so long. That film came out 2013, and look how so many things have changed with the MCU. And I wanted to go back and look. I'm like, all right, if this is the worst film we're talking about, let's go back in it. And apparently, that type of Thor is that his comedic timing and everything is not what you saw the Thor here today. Because even the comedy that they did wasn't like it was just here for making a joke. It was just him having quirks. Also, the jokes make sense. Hey, it wasn't just saying, "Oh, well, we're just gonna make this look stupid." Like, no, it's yeah, it fit narrative to the story, and he was also serious on what he was being a different type of Thor and everything like that. But
Yeah.
again, it's been so long since we saw that type of version of Thor. Now people just forgot, like, hey, well, what changed? And so I looked at this and like, yeah, again, it just felt to me like some of the things just were not like landing to me on terms of the jokes, because it's one thing comedic timing and filmmaking and anything is the test between what good comedy and bad comedy is timing. But when it keep being over the head over and over and over and over again, I like, especially not only that with that being rushed, but also even the story and the narrative of the story just being rushed and not having things to let these characters flesh out that are good performances. And that's the thing that's even more frustrating, because like it's not like, oh yeah, Jane Foster sucked, Christian Bale sucked. It's like, no, surprisingly no. It's like it's more, you want more of them, and the fact that they
Hmm.
don't utilize them to the I know that Marvel can do. That's what makes it more frustrating than a bad Marvel movie that's like, this is just crap. You understand what I mean? Like you feel
Yeah.
more hurt, but that's like they had it right there. You know?
The elements are there. The elements are right there. And I'll say this about Taika, that I will you can compare and disagree or agree with me about Thor: The Dark World. That the standardness of Asgard is there, and it's a dark elf. Ooh, why not? I appreciate that Taika has the cojones to pull the most ridiculous stuff from the comics, like that costume. That is notorious as one of the least favorite costumes of Thor's
Like,
run
look at the
in the history
shoes.
of his
You see the
comics,
shoes? Look.
where he looks like a pro wrestler. And funny enough, and even in the movie, I wanted this costume to be more than just a standard cloak with the armor like laced up and whatnot.
Mhm.
And I appreciate that Tiger looks for the absurd and tries to bring it into the foreground, but when you're, excuse my language, taking a piss at it, and you're like, well, am I supposed to? I know I'm supposed to be afraid of the God Butcher because of what they implied and showed us of what he's been through and what he gives fair points. But when exactly when first 40 minutes are, I'm just being, again, everybody, it's subjective. Comedy subjective, and people will laugh at it and whatnot. To me, I again, the goats and maybe once in a while a quirk here and there by Thor landed for me. And I said it to somebody, either family or friend. I said, I want more Jojo Rabbit and less Thor Ragnarok. And I got the latter. And I was just like, well, Taika could do it. He could make me
Mhm.
cry. He could make me cheer for somebody that I had no relation to. And, he won an Oscar for JoJo, for Christ's sake. So, like, it's possible he can do that. It's just his sensibility can be come off tedious at points. And I want to make this loud here. He's a creative and imaginative person. I respect that. But again, sometimes it's not my cup of tea. It's weird that I say this, that Mando season one finale, Jojo Rabbit, and the What We Knew in the Shadows movie are my cup of tea. But for some odd reason, parts of Ragnarok aren't my cup of tea, and parts of a lot of Thor and Thunder were my cup of tea. Given the fact that, okay, out of Thor: The Dark World, Ragnarok, and Love and Thunder, it has the best villain in my opinion. But I have to do a lot of that homework to fill in the gaps of why I care and why I think there's stakes. To the point that when there's drama in Love and Thunder, I'm worried it's going to get undercut by a joke. When we were with Jane
Yes.
and Thor, and
Yes.
they're talking about sentiments and mortality, I was like, I'm in this, but I'm waiting for Korg to make a fart reference. I'm waiting for Valkyrie to bring, a case of beer and whatnot. And I was just like, oh Lord.
Right. And before we get to the rest of people on the panel here, I just want to shout out some folks in the comments. No, shout out to my Soro. Shout out to Shushu in the building. Um, I always appreciate your support. Also, hey, if you also subscribe to Shamira on YouTube, she's actually actress, and everything. She's a really good content creator, and also just very very just good human being and everything.
Right on.
But yeah, no, make sure you guys subscribe her to her channel. Shout out to Marcus, and he said I put it in lower third tier of the MCU or middle. Yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. Shout out to We Unlock in the building, and I think anybody else also. Thank you guys for your support. I want to emphasize a comment that you just made here about Christian Bale. Marcus was saying that Christian Bale was the best besides Eternity showing up in Thor, even some of the Guardians, but Ragnarok was the best. Then I put Thor 2 over Thor 4. That's interesting. That's the first time I heard that.
Yeah.
But I know before I'm gonna go with Jay Takashi first. So have you seen the film, Jay?
Oh no, I haven't seen it. Like I said, but I know a majority. What my friends have told me and what went down, and I know who shined and who didn't. Christian Bale, everybody told me he did a great job. The guy that played Zeus, I think one of the guys, yeah, they told me he killed it. That's good. Natalie Portman, she did a great job. I need confirmation for that because I actually do like it.
Dude, bro, like. There's a reason, and not to cut you off. I'm like, seriously, I was really surprised, but no, her performance, how much I was really gravitas like of her character, even to points with the scenes like no spoiler alert, like she has cancer.
No. I know
the level,
the
level of a Academy Award winning actress like Natalie Portman is like everyone. She gets so flack where her character was in Jane in the first two Thor movies, and of course, right, you wonder why she didn't come back for the third one. She came back for this one, and you know why she did, because they able give her a story that able to use her acting abilities. And I'm telling you, she did that to the best of her ability, what she was given, if that makes sense. Like,
okay.
But no, that's yeah.
Okay, and yeah, like I said, I heard the performances are well. It's just that you have a mixture of some things that weren't executed very well, or some things that are lacking, like what Ronan said. I've heard that too, but I don't know if I'll go see it in theaters. I might wait for it to stream and then I can finally watch it at that point.
Mm-hmm.
But I do know if that helmet is on, I'll be happy to see that she's in that, because one of my things in Mighty Thor is that she always has that her helmet on, and you know, it'd be cool if her eyes glowed and some shit. But this is good enough.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
Now I'm more curious. And I don't think I'm more curious is how the hell she's using Mjolnir when it's all glued back together.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how they manage that?
Yeah, they explain that in the film though. But I'm gonna go to Jay King here, because I know your opinions are opposite how me and Ronan feel about it. But that's the beauty about film, that all film is subjective. But I know you want to kind of answer Jay's question about why Thor, why Mjolnir's answer to her, because actually the way they did it was so, like the story they did that in the movie. I'm like, wait, really? You just can just tell, protect her. Yeah, now you're worthy. Like.
I'm curious. If we put it together, and then they built it together and they left it somewhere.
Yeah,
and
no,
then
yeah,
they
but go,
called
yeah.
out to her. I could see that maybe, but it'd have to be seeking her out like a Green Lantern.
But they do give you explanation. But
okay,
go ahead, J King.
Okay. Well, I mean, as you said, and already as you know, like my opinion. What happened?
Are you good?
No, J-King, you're good. You're good. It's how you start it. That's all.
Okay. Yeah, sorry, my thing is being weird today. But
okay.
I mean, as most of y'all like probably know, my opinion on this movie is very different. And again, like I've seen it twice. Okay. Yeah, I've seen it twice, but again, my opinion, I still like this film, and I still probably like it a lot more than what we had with Multiverse of Madness. But like listening, I can definitely agree that there are a lot of points when it comes to this film that, there's a lot more that you want there. Because there's a lot of stuff that they present with this film in terms of gore, in terms of pain, in terms of, everything that they presented with Eternity and all that isn't explored enough. Again, that's my really and always will probably be my only gripe with this movie, is that it just could a little bit longer to allow us to or all of the new characters that we brought in, like Gore or like Axel Heimdallson, or to explore more of the Jane Foster cancer. Because again, we all know that they kind of just left the reveal of her being Thor as a surprise for the audience, even though we know there was a scene filmed. And again, like Taika said that, if I remember correctly, this movie is like originally very long, but he just cut it. And so it's like there's so much material that I don't know why he cut like a lot of it, like leaving some things out that maybe are unnecessary. I understand that, but it just felt like there could have been more. The problem in terms of this and regards to Multiverse of Madness is this one, there's just a lot of stuff that could have been that interests, but needed more than the almost 2-hour runtime. But in regards to things like the jokes, at this point, I expect these type of things, but I was also looking to see if that was going to overwhelm any of the seriousness or the actual story of the film, because we expect, Taika to be all jokes and everything like that when it comes to this film. But after seeing what he did with Jojo Rabbit and what he did in The Mandalorian, you expect, a lot more. So I don't know. It's a very mixed bag.
I haven't seen Trash Can in a minute.
What's up,
Yeah,
brother?
no, thank you, Jakey. Hey man, hey no, Jakey, you're right. Because it's actually funny that you said that because
Wait a minute.
today we actually got a report.
Wait a minute.
It's me.
We actually what?
Trash can, you and me gonna fight.
It's me. I hope y'all are all satisfied with your woman king that you got in Thor.
I'm not, I think
wait.
Trash Can, I think it's my first time seeing you, Trash Can.
Salute, Marcel.
Wait,
My man
Trash
Graham.
Can- Trash.
No wonder. Hold on.
Trash
No
Can
wonder.
is actually
Now that I see
here?
him, yeah. Now that I actually
here.
see him, I actually know why he never cams up now.
Oh yeah, I'm way too pretty to be on camera.
No, you're
I
not.
wanna
It's
make-
quite the opposite.
I don't
Quite,
want to make them jealous.
quite the opposite. Quite,
Okay.
quite.
So basically today,
What's going on, brother? Salute.
What's
Yeah.
up?
So today, Taika Waititi, there was a report that came out saying that what
Hold on a second.
what
Saying you guys go ahead. Like I'm gonna try and like fix whatever the hell's going on with my thing. But
yeah,
I'll
just
be
go,
right
just back out. Yeah, just go and back out, and then you come back in, okay? But today there's a report from believe it was from Deadline, basically saying that they're mentioning that there was a longer cut of Thor, Love and Thunder, but Taika Waititi said he didn't really want to release that. He said he thought it was going to be good, but I call hearsay, objection hearsay on that.
Right.
And,
That sounds
but
like
yeah,
more
but-
of a studio decision.
Right, it was more of a studio decision though. But I'm gonna go to what Mandrell. What's your thoughts on Thor: Love and Thunder? I know you saw it, and I'm gonna go to Trash Can Wave there because you came in first. But Mandrell also, if you have not subscribed to another, Mandrell's also another content creator, or at least voice, soon to be content creator on his own channel. But also him and also his sister, but also my Soro, Shamiri is also in the comments. They do a show called Unapologetic with Mandrell and Shushu on Black Men Unfiltered on Wednesdays. Make sure you guys go subscribe to them on that. Very good content creators and have very good voices in these platforms.
Get you a light skin perspective from Andrea.
All right. But anyway, but okay, but Mandrell, what's your thoughts on Thor: Love and Thunder?
My thoughts on Thor: Love and Thunder is that it wasn't great. They had a little few things in there that were clever, like Quark's God, the Rock God. He was sitting on a throne of forks. I mean scissors. And the small gag there's like because Rock beat scissors. So he's sitting on the throne of scissors, and it was in the shape of the Iron Throne from Game of Thrones and stuff like that. So I picked up. I like little things like that. But yeah, this movie, from watching it, you can tell that there are things missing. And that's kind of what takes you out of the film for me. Like they move to a scene, I'm like, what? Where's the rest of it? When it's that noticeable, where you can tell where there's missing context in the middle of the film from scene to scene, that's a problem. What was there was okay, but I firmly believe there should have been more. This should have been a 3-hour movie, at the minimum 2.5 hours. It should have been. I mean, you call Gore the God Slayer, but he only slew one god. And then you only heard that there was a massacre. This guy's going around killing gods. I'm like, well, where is that? Everyone acted their butt off, though. The actors, no complaints there. Everyone delivered with what they were given. And I agree with, I think it was you, Mike, when you said Natalie Portman finally came back as Jane Foster, but I'm glad she didn't come back for the third one because in the first two, they didn't give her anything to do. And it's a problem that studios are having, especially Disney, what they do with Star Wars. You have these cool characters, but you give them nothing to do. So it just kind of ruins the experience for you, for the audience. You have to give the character something to do. Now they gave her something to do, and I was like, yes, I believe you. I believe you, Natalie Portman. I believe that you are Thor. I even like the cool effects they did with Mjolnir splitting up into bullets and coming back, forming the hammer again. I even like that. That was
yeah. Oh yeah.
And Russell Crowe, even though he did about 8-9 accents in that one scene, I still liked him. He delivered too. I like that his armor's fat too. I like that even his arm is fat. Like, look at that. It wraps right around his body, dude. Look.
Are you not entertained?
Right. I like that even his arm is fat. I like Russell Crowe in this film, though. There's a lot to like here, but there's just not enough to put it above. To put it above a 5 or a 5.5. It's either average or slightly above average film. It's a rental, don't go to the cinema to see it.
Oh,
That's what he told me.
Yeah, I know for a fact this film will be on Disney Plus within a month. Definitely. That just like Multiverse of Madness, it just came out. This film will be out in a month. Probably
next week, dude.
September.
Probably next week, dude.
Well,
no, actually, no. Actually, well, here's the thing, though. It actually became the biggest opening of the franchises yet for Thor. So it's like the box office results came out this past weekend. So, but that just to the success of it being,
it's a really good marketing campaign, though.
But
yeah, and plus this is a really good marketing campaign they did. Really good marketing because I was actually kind of low key. Okay, I want to go see this film due to the marketing. And it's been years since I felt that way about anything in cinema. You know what I mean?
That poster, it pops.
It does. They did a really good job of marketing, just under-delivered big time, Yeah,
there's a lot of colors in this,
It's like a rainbow.
Yeah. I didn't like Thor's outfit, the color scheme of it. I didn't like it, but it didn't take me out of the film. There's some things he did that I'm like, okay, I guess apparently he can do that now. I don't know when he figured out that he could do it, but all right. And why is he not using the Thor Force? Because the Odin Force is his now.
Yeah.
Right.
And I was
watch
like,
the Disney series to figure it out.
Yeah.
That.
But hold on. I actually want to emphasize this is a Jedi Mike 7 first. We got one of the moderators up here on this platform, Trash Can Wave. You've been very vocal. You've always been very vocal in the comments. Also very support to the channel. I appreciate that, man. But now, like, we got you. You cammed up. Here and
very, very vocal.
Yeah. So I just want to give credit to due, hey man, and like, hey, the floor is yours.
Shout out to the rainbow wallpaper art that they did on the movie cover for Thor. Shout out to that. The consensus is that we need an extra hour of bullshit just to know it was this garbage. All right, that's the consensus. Now I'm gonna call a spade a spade. I'm gonna be plain and blunt about it. Why are we using male characters as Trojan horses for woke nonsense? Such as, you know what we need to do with Loki?
Oh, dear God.
We need to replace Loki with a female version of Loki. Let's make her better than Loki in every way and put her on there and push that. It happened to be pretty decent. But yeah, let's put out another movie. Let's put out the James Bond movie. Let's kill James Bond and replace him with a black woman in the movie like that. You know what? Indiana Jones. Let's bring Indiana Jones out of retirement, put him back in the movie, kill him off, and have his daughter replace him. That's happening too. That's happening. Star Trek. Let's put the old character that played the Star Trek in there and let him introduce all these woke women into Star Trek. These women are ruining movies, period. All these women writers are ruining movies. Obi-Wan, Obi-Wan was supposed to be the shit. Obi-Wan was supposed to be the shit, all right? They got the Mandalorian right. They got the Mandalorian right. But they decided in Obi-Wan to sacrifice Obi-Wan, the image of him, to promote the third sister. A bunch of woke bullshit, all right? Tried to make her as scary as but she ain't sound scary. That was the problem. Her voice wasn't compelling to say she was a scary character as she was in the show.
Emotional damage.
I say it to say
Bullseye.
this. I say this to say this. All these Disney movies are weak as hell now.
Get up at the camera.
Doctor Strange was weak as hell because they wanted to sacrifice Doctor Strange to introduce some woke nonsense. That's it.
Here's my thing with your Obi-Wan joint is that they didn't give Third Sister anything to do. She fell victim to the same thing that they do with other cool characters that would be cool. We waited 40 years to see what Grandmaster Luke Skywalker could do. And not only did they give him absolutely nothing to do, they kill him off.
Yeah, because they needed to push Ren.
No,
the woman character.
Ren.
They needed to kill Han Solo in the most weakest way possible.
No, Harrison Ford Harrison Ford agreed to come back only if they killed off the character.
That's what he told you. He don't want that shit.
I believe that.
That's how they
because he wanted so he was told George Lucas that he thought Solo should have died in the original trilogy. Jedi Empire and A New Hope. He thought that Solo should have died back then, but they didn't. So he only agreed to come back to this one if he killed off a character. So
they put Ice Cube and Obi-Wan. Y'all gonna say he ain't Ice Cube? I'm gonna call him motherfucker Ice Cube. They put Ice Cube and Obi-Wan. He didn't fit at all. He ain't fit at all into the series.
I gotta get the shades off for this.
He ain't fit at all into
Wait, Jay. You can't go get the shades. I don't know where they are. Here they are. I know where they are. I can't go in the hyperdrive. I don't have time to fix the hyperdrive for us to get away. I'm going to go distract them and get their attention. Don't worry, I can do it. What?
Okay.
This is what everybody's thinking that watch these lame ass.
No. Obi-Wan sucked because of bad writing.
Mandalorian did suck because
they
stuck with what worked. They stuck with what worked.
No, they hired they hired people who could actually write a script.
Oh, I agree with you. So woke women are garbage. Woke women in the MCU writing these MCU
That's it, time out. Guys, let's all calm down, yeah? We're all worked up. Let's all just chill the F out.
That's a good show, though. I ain't gonna lie. I like that one now. I did like Moon Knight.
All right.
I'll say this. Thor Love and Thunder, I would make the argument that Natalie Portman is the best part of it, regardless of how I feel about the jokes. I could say that at bringing Katie Sackhoff, bringing Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka and Bo-Katan in Mando Season 2 elevated that story because it's small and yet in a big universe. Reva, that's something that I put more on the writing because she got a job to be in Star Wars. That doesn't come offhand easily. And second, they made her do stuff in the beginning that didn't go all the way at the end. At one point, she's doing parkour through buildings, and at certain points, she's just limping her way through a desert. So I wouldn't put that on Trash Cans Wave's perspectives. I doubt he's the only one who thinks that way. But I respectfully disagree with that. I think that if I was to rewatch Thor: Love and Thunder again, I would, and it's weird because I respect Taika Waititi and all that stuff, but I would fast forward to the Jane Foster stuff. Be like, okay, besides what you did to her character at the very end, it would have been nice to see more of this character because that's an interesting take. All right, you're dying of cancer. What do? You take up the mantle of a hero, but there's a cost that you get to live more. But when you're not active, you're dying faster. So I think they are open to that. And if you bring up Rey, I put that more on the studio plan on releasing 3 movies, but didn't know where to go with it. People were wearing it. It was like a novella. Who's her father? Who's her mother? Who slept together to make her? And it was more about like, all right, she's a character. Move her along and see what she can bring into the Star Wars universe. But yeah, damn, I wasn't expecting this.
Yeah, I will say this is why I'll say this. Because I understand like your gripes are with this It's trash can wave. I get it. I get it. But my thing with this is that surprisingly, like I saw the comment section of our review of our spoiler review, and people was like, Jane Foster? What? Really? It's like like the thing that you thought you like some people might get annoyed over just because just because how content is today and everything, how things might have been force fed instead of having well developed characters, not just for representation. I understand like your gripes on that. However, surprisingly, that was not what was happening in this film. Again, this thing about representation again. The Mighty Thor run of Jane Foster becoming Mighty Thor is an amazing story, right? And I think that they just did not emphasize that they had the template there, but they did not utilize that. Like if they just had this to be a Mighty Thor movie and had maybe Chris Hemsworth be a side character, and I know what I'm saying, I know what the words are coming out of my mouth, right? It almost probably might have been one of the best MCU movies they have done. There being a cancer story and a story affecting real life and everything going on today, it actually had the possibility they could have made one of the best Marvel movies out there.
You know
But
what's even a better idea?
What?
Give her her own movie.
That's what I'm saying.
Jane Foster movie. Don't use a male character to Trojan horse in all this other woke sense and then try to fit in some good parts of the movie.
All right. Listen. All right.
Stop saying listen. We are listening.
That.
For fuck's sake.
You've been.
This one guy, wait. First, we got Trash Can repeats what Jedi Mike just said.
Y'all wasn't hearing it. Y'all wasn't hearing it.
Seconds ago. Less than a minute.
I wasn't even on here to hear it.
Huh?
I wasn't even on here to hear it. I was sitting on my
Yo, your wave cap's too tight, nigga.
Right.
Sitting on my computer, but y'all ain't here.
No, you're too busy eating.
Y'all ain't here.
You're too busy eating and being fat. That's why you didn't hear what he said.
Says the thumb with the cap on his head. Look.
Anyway.
Realness now.
King, you said listen like 8 times. Nobody said shit. You said it like 8 times after everybody got quiet. Look at him eat McDonald's too. Look at it. Yeah, I'm gonna eat McDonald's. You want some? Is you hungry, man? Is you hungry? Oh, no, I am hungry, but I don't
have that pretty
McDonald's.
lady to go get you something to eat, man. If you hungry, can I eat this in front of you? Can I eat this?
Yeah, you can. I don't eat garbage.
No, I know you light skins.
Have as much as you like.
I know you light skins be vegetarian and shit.
Yeah, like I said, I don't eat garbage, so have as much as you like.
I know you light skins don't eat garbage.
Please.
Okay.
You ain't far off now. Come on, Trash.
Okay.
I'm dark.
All right, but no, okay, but J King, what do you have to say? J King, you there?
Well, first I was saying, yeah, I'm here.
Okay, there might be a lag
here.
though.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
All
All right, go.
Okay, all right. Well, I was saying wait many times because I needed this dude to stop. Trash, I didn't heard you make the same argument within multiple discussions. And listen, there are no bad characters. It's only to do with who is writing these things. Okay? Whoever you want to get mad at somebody for how these things are being presented, be mad at the writers, okay? Because these characters have done some great things within the comics. As they said, the Jane Foster Mighty Thor run is fantastic. If you have any complaints with how Jane was in this movie, blame the writing. You have complaints with Reva, blame the writing. Because the characters could be like, and like, I'll point something round one. I'll point something out, like if I need to. Like, I know I'm usually the one who's like playing devil's advocate when it comes to this stuff. Well, I will point some mess out if I need to. But dude, Jane Foster did not ruin this movie whatsoever. All right, this whole Trojan horse thing. This whole
wokeness.
Okay, but you're saying this whole seriously, when did woke become a bad thing? But the
oh my god,
Trojan horse thing. The Trojan horse thing. You said for this, you said for what was it for Multiverse of Madness, even for Obi-Wan. Okay, Obi-Wan, that was a victim of terrible writing, but this whole Trojan horse thing. Listen, sometimes you need an established character to help bring in someone new. That doesn't diminish the effect of the title character. Like, even with Jane Foster being here, this was still also Odinson's movie. Even with America Chavez being there, it was still Doctor Strange's sequel. Like, even with her being there and with Scarlet Witch being there, it was still his movie at the end of the day.
Who
So
brought Thor into the movie?
enough.
Who brought Thor into it? I thought
What?
he brought himself in. Who brought Thor to you said they need a character to bring them into the MCU. Who brought Thor in? I thought he brought himself in.
Sometimes, not all the time.
When it's
For example,
bullshit.
we've had stuff like Shang-Chi where there was no like pre-establishment. And this is why there's no talking here. Mike, please take over.
No, yeah.
I'm not just go ahead.
No, it's okay.
I'm
It's
agreeing
okay.
with you. I totally agree with you. I do
No,
brought
it's
the brand.
okay. Shout out
the
to
right.
no, hold on. I gotta address the comment section here. Shout out to my friend here, Tamika. I hope you're doing good, sweetheart. Hope you're doing good. But yeah, no, I understand the gripes you guys are talking about here, but again, like surprisingly, is not what this was. This film was not that. But I actually have a question on how you guys feel. And I go to Mandrell on this. How you feel about the ending? About them introducing another character, Hercules.
They didn't I didn't see enough of him. I didn't like the look of him. I didn't like the casting choice. But then again, I guess I have to wait to actually see him, because the casting choice, I was like, Chris Hemsworth. I get it. I look at Chris Hemsworth as Thor, and I go, okay, I believe you. I look at Natalie Portman as Mighty Thor. I believe you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that wasn't what we saw on in the end credit scene. You know. And what the hell is Hercules going to do against Thor? Stop playing. Thor is a god. He's just a demigod, you know. And Hercules is just a demigod. I get it. He's the son of Zeus and all that, but I don't know what direction they're going with this. Well, the thing is, I don't know what direction they're going in with this phase of Marvel, and I think that's ultimately the issue in the back of everyone's head. But you have to remember, when Iron Man came out, when Hulk came out, when all these other films in the MCU first started coming out, no one knew what direction they were going in then either. And then they had time to build up. You know, they introduced the characters, they built up to a overarching storyline that included all of them, and there you go. I'm indifferent about Hercules coming in, because I don't know why. Just because he hit Zeus. I mean, Zeus is being a dick. Even though I like his style, you want to be invited to? You want to come to the orgy? We're having an orgy later. You want to come? Okay. And then later on, I was like, okay, you are uninvited to the orgy. I'm like, he's Greek and they have orgies. I mean, what do you want? And the whole, you know what I'm saying? I got all that stuff they threw in there. I got it. You know, so I'm indifferent, man.
Yeah,
it's just I don't know where they're going with it, so I'm just along for the ride right now.
For years, people have been like, Hercules, because he's sort of the antithesis of Thor, and he could do similar stuff, and yet there's a different point of view, I think, from Hercules. Oddly enough, I haven't seen Ted Lasso, but people are saying me that the actor who plays Hercules is from Ted Lasso, and he's really good on the show. So I'm like, all right, he has some credibility from a show that I know people love worldwide. But it's the heartbreaking part of the movie that I wanted to get to the mid credit scene as soon as possible. Be like, all right, it's gonna be Hercules, there's gonna be something else. And the minute that Hercules credit scene finished, I was like, I'm out. I need to step out of the theater and, you know, not pull my hair out and whatnot, and be like, all right, what? Because right now the only thing I could see them hinting at over these past films and shows is Young Avengers. The kids who have these powers are carrying the legacy of the past, 10, 15 years. And yeah, especially with that last minute, it's so Jay Takashi, you haven't seen it, right? And you probably don't plan on watching it.
You're muted.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Go ahead, Ronan. Say it again. I don't plan on seeing Love and Thunder.
Yeah, you haven't seen it. You don't plan on watching it, do you?
No. I'll watch it on Disney Stream because it doesn't seem like a movie to see in theaters.
All right.
But man, I was like, Thor comes a Thor from. I'll see it. I mean, like I said, he's had, even with this film not being widely received, the only good ones for me were 1 and 3, and that's pretty much it. For the first one is a proper adaptation of Loki, of what Thor needed to learn, which is why say what y'all will, that first film is good to me because the actors are on point.
The Thor one, yeah.
The first one. The second one is not good because of reasons we know why. The third one is at its best. That's
the conundrum when people say, like, why do we need Jane Thor as Thor? Why do we need the Mighty Thor? Not to me, the reason why is because even though I'm not a big Thor fan, they've done a lot with the character throughout the years. You've taken away his powers, made him a man. You've gave him a love interest, and now he doesn't want to be king. You make him lose. You make him not trust his friends. You put him in depression, and then you bring him back. And it's just like, how more can you do with this character if
I
not?
think he's done.
If not pass the torch, which
pass
that's
the
the
torch
cool
on to
thing.
her, and then when she can be part of the Avengers, and then he can go do his own thing. Because in the books, he was the king, and then he let her be. He let her be the new Thor. Odin was cool with it, and they departed from the comics, of course, and they adapted. And guys, I have read the storyline when she does battle Odin and she does earn her efforts and stuff like that. But if they do that, then like I said, it just pretty much sets up new Avengers for us guys. Because with Miss Marvel going, the new Captain America, and hopefully a new Captain Marvel too. At one point, we're gonna have like a whole different team than what we did before. Spider-Man's we don't know Spider-Man yet, but when he does come back, it'll be a completely different Young Avengers team. So
because I mean,
so I know they're prepping for that.
Right, and that's the one thing I would say is that like that's the cool thing about superhero characters is that at a certain point, I'll say this just to get out of the way, Bruce Wayne isn't Batman anymore. The cool thing about it is that he finds Terry McGinnis and he takes down that legacy. That's the cool thing about the Green Lanterns is that Hal Jordan isn't always the GL. John Stewart isn't always GL. It's Kyle Rayner. It's Guy Gardner. So
John Stewart,
right, and that's why I like the fact that we're passing torches now. But Hercules is someone who's a member of the Champions. He's been a member of all this stuff, and he's also gone down the same route of Thor. Of like, all right, I'm a demigod. I'm here on Earth, and from the looks and sounds of it, it looks like Zeus wants an all-out war and be like, all right, they don't cherish the gods anymore. Well, we'll prove them why we're gods and why they're just mortals.
Avengers versus gods, not really.
And that's what Russell Crowe is saying. That's what Zeus is saying at the end. Yeah, so they've forgotten about us. All right, we're going to remind them why they worshipped us and why they should worship us. So now we're going to start with Thor Odin. And incidentally, I'm not saying anything bad. I didn't mean anything like negative towards Hercules. It's just like, why is he here?
I get it.
And again, it's because I don't know what direction they're headed with Phase 4. That's why I have the questions like this. I'm like, that's why I said I'm indifferent about it because I'm like, okay, I guess Hercules is here now. I mean.
Well,
and incidentally, Taika Waititi is a fantastic writer and director. Look at what he did with What We Do in the Shadows. Absolutely, he struck gold with that. The movie was fantastic. The show was funny as well. Yeah, I like how they even brought Wesley Snipes because he's Blade. You know what I'm saying? Like they had this trial and they brought Wesley Snipes in as one of the judges because he's Blade. And I was like, oh, brilliant. Like, brilliant. That's why I say this whole thing with the bad editing, this looks more like a studio choice than
an incomplete version, like Snyder.
Yeah, we need a Snyder cut.
Well, I got a great idea. I got a great idea.
What's the idea?
We in the spirit of passing on the candles, right? Just like Hawkeye passed on the candle by coming in disabled, couldn't hear out the side of his ear to introduce the young female character. Like that. How about in the next Black Panther movie? Instead of just killing off King T'Challa, B-roll CGI, Chadwick Boseman went in as he's sick and he's dying and passing on. Just put that in the movie, all right? And let him introduce the next female Black Panther right before he passes away. Because that's where we at this point. Disabling big male characters, powerful male roles, in order to make women seem more powerful. Let's just do that. The skinny Chadwick Boseman too when he was at the basketball game.
Yeah. But here's the thing. Before I'm gonna let run and go because like we're about to do a transition. Like I know Marcus came in. Marcus will give your thoughts on the film of Thor, and then after that, then we'll end off the show with the boys because I have to Yeah, because
I'm
at
about
10
to tap
o'clock,
out.
around 10 o'clock,
Yeah,
I'm
man,
gonna
you
have
have to
to.
speed run that, man. Damn, we've been spent too much on Love
Well,
and
yeah, but
Thunder.
that's what I'm saying. When people came up on the panel, like, I wasn't expecting y'all
Lightning
though. I
round.
appreciate it.
Lightning round.
Oh, you know
I
I was
appreciate
running.
No,
Yeah,
I
I
appreciate
would
it.
have came earlier, Mike, but you know you don't call let nobody know you're going live and whatnot. So
I did. I told you. I came
no,
for
you
you.
didn't.
Came right
Even
from
though
step
you
practice.
never called, you
no,
never
you treat
right, I still got a soft spot for you.
Mike. You treat me just like everybody else does, man, and it
Not
breaks
actually,
my
that's
heart.
not true. You know that. You better check that shit.
Breaks
I'm
my heart,
messing with you,
Mike.
Jedi. Of course you do.
You're
That's
gonna,
not
Mike.
true. You better check that shit.
It hurts my feelings, Mike.
All right, y'all. I gotta head out and take care of some stuff before I
I can't even do it, man. I can't. You know.
All right.
I can't
I'm
even
here
fake
now with
the.
you,
I can't even fake the
Take
whole.
care, man. Be
All
safe,
right,
bro.
salute to
But make sure
y'all.
you guys subscribe to Ronan Unchained on YouTube, though. Please.
Yeah,
Ronan
man.
Unchained? Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
Take care,
salute to
guys.
y'all.
Have
I'm
fun.
going out as well.
Oh, okay, Trash Can.
Peace
Thank
be
you, man. I
raised,
appreciate your
Ronan.
support, bro.
All right, now.
Yeah, I want to talk about Soldier Boy. We gotta hurry this up.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, Marcus.
All right. So, Marcus,
All right, I'm gonna take my
Jake,
time
you
real
left?
quick just to speak
give
my
you quick
stuff.
thoughts on
All right.
Thor, and then we'll go on the boys.
So for Thor, just like my game tag or my little namer tag here, it was basura, aka
Trash.
garbage. Yes, French garbage. So me, I was kind of disappointed, but the best parts were what? Christian Bale, Gore is the God Butcher, right? I was glad to see him in the MCU. Unfortunately, what they do is they treat us like side pieces and just give us the little trimmings, and then they take away the good stuff, and then they just throw it away, just burn it. They X'd out, they deleted so-called characters that we wanted, and I was glad they brought in the Necro Sword because anybody who knows Marvel Comics and the origins of the Necro Sword, it's who it belongs to. No, the God King creation of a symbiotes. It's not symbiotes, it's symbiotes. But like I said, symbiotes.
It's
I'm being
symbiote.
funny. I'm being funny.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Let me just do my piece real quick, and
Yeah,
then
yeah, let him go.
And then Eternity obviously shows up, and that means sooner or later it's going to get even more cosmic than it is. The scales are tipping, so it's obviously going to go into a way now where it's like we're going to transition to what? Obviously, okay, the Olympic Greek gods, right? Zeus, Hercules, and we'll see from there because obviously Hercules becomes part of the Avengers and stuff in comic lore in the cartoons. So, but it was trash.
Okay. All right. But no. Oh, yeah,
I give it a 4.5. A 4.5.
Out of 10?
Yes.
Okay.
And they
All
should
right.
be grateful by my grace why they get that. Because this is not a worthy midnight premiere movie to go to. This is that Tuesday in the middle of nowhere dustathon freaking theater they give out for $3.50 with the freaking popcorn and the soda on the side.
Matinee.
Exactly.
This is a $2. If you're gonna go to the cinema to see it, Jay, don't spend more than $2. If it's a $5 matinee,
they
don't
still
do
create those red boxes, right? They still got red boxes. Go get the red box.
Yeah, for $1. Or just wait for it to come on Disney Plus, man. Like we said, it's just
Or
at least you're already paying
better
for the
yet,
subscription.
make your
dude.
own spin-off on a Thor movie that's fan made on YouTube. I'd rather watch that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we want to inspire content creators though. But okay.
Not a bad idea.
Give me a break.
All right. But
not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Segue.
Yeah, I would just say this though, just end off on that. Yeah, we did our spoiler review on Thor, and then we had our discussion about this. No, again, I thought the movie wasn't, I say, horrible, but it was very frustrating as a fan that I just wanted more from this, and I know they had gems there, and to me, when they don't utilize it to the best of their ability, I'm like, why did you do that? And again, this whole jokey type of Thor and all this stuff like that. I understand we can have comedy, but it's like, hey, when you keep being over and over again and stuff, that's where it seems like repetitive. It almost becomes redundant, and that's just for me. I just felt that, to me personally, this film was was hit or miss for me. But yeah, let me. It's not really important what I have to think. What do you guys think on the comment section down below? Let me know your thoughts on Thor: Love and Thunder. All right.
The fuck?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is what we call a guy who loses his mind.
Yeah, that.
Yo, man,
over and over and over again.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna transition. All right,
over and over and over again.
but all right, but we're gonna transition to the boys season finale. Now this one, hopefully, we hit on a high note because this is the best show, superhero show on television. I'm saying it. It is. Yeah, it's passing everything Marvel and DC are doing right now. So yeah, I said it.
Still, it's a tie between Daredevil, this, and freaking Punisher for me. So those
Yeah.
are the best ones.
But I want to see, J King. J King, what was your thoughts on this finale? Because I know you just saw it.
Hi, J King.
No, I saw it when it came out.
Well, anyway.
So,
yeah.
Go for it, brother.
Okay. I will just say this season has been nothing but just straight up jaw dropping moments. I mean, every episode, I think I've seen it all. Like episode 1, I'm not going to describe it, but you know what I'm talking about. And then it just keeps going and going, and then Herogasm and going and going. But this season finale was all that I've wanted, like when it comes to this show. After watching the past 2 seasons, like this was incredible. This was fantastic to watch, but it also had a lot of moments where I'm like, gosh, like why? Like for instance, Ryan, I'm like, damn, now we basically got Brightburn in the boys universe now because he's accepting Homelander as his father because Butcher, like he fixed his mistake with Huey before it was too late, but he didn't fix his mistake with Ryan before it was too late. He said all the shit he did. And so it's like, now we got that to deal with next season. Also, Soldier Boy, bruh. Every
Soldier Boy, Superman that hoe. Now watch me. You.
Thank you, man. I'm about to say,
Let's go.
Soldier Boy up in his hole. I hate that song, but anytime I hear Soldier Boy, that freaking
that's the song that comes in your head. That's the song that comes in your head every time you think of Soldier Boy.
Soldier Boy, I think about that. I was like, really?
It's just turned into 106 in Park.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, but I know. Say Soldier, Justin Ackles. I think he did a really good job with this, his performances, entire season. But for me, knowing the boys' comics, I thought, okay, he threw this season, but no, they kept him. They Winter Soldiered him. And to me, I think it's a benefit for the show because like he's a great character. But this also adds more questions and answers. Like, hey, what they're going to do with him in season 4. Also, when is the show going to end? I'm saying season 5, but where they're heading to and how this,
I'm saying 5 as well.
5. It's going to be 5 to me, in my opinion. Because
probably be that, but
agreed. 5.
For me, guys, the season as a whole was great. I said as a whole. Jensen Ackles is one of my favorite actors from Supernatural, and I've seen him in other works when he was young. And I'm glad to have the brother with a beard play a freaking knockoff Captain America. Love it. And his like I said, it says a lot about his age. Like he can look like that and still pull it off. It's fucking amazing. Pardon my French. And everybody says, anybody who's a Supernatural fan, you know why I was happy about season 3, that he was acting. I followed this dude for a little bit of his career when I was young, and now to see where he's at right now, be put on the boys, man. They actually wanted him on there. He actually, if you guys know, he did. They did. J King, go look up my man, the legend, Michael Rosenbaum, on his freaking on his his platform where he did an interview with Jensen Ackles about what he did. Check it out. I tell everybody, listen to that during work. You get to know what Jensen Ackles was like working with Jessica Alba, all these other stuff. Like, yo, he went through everything. So yeah, man. That, like I said, the season as a whole was awesome. The finale, there were some things that could have been better and some things that didn't work for me. But overall, it was okay. So, for example, I say right now, it should have ended, number 1, on Homelander being depowered. He didn't have to die. He could just be depowered. He could still be the face of the 7. I'm cool with that. At the expense of Soldier Boy dying, I'd have been cool with that. But instead, like I said, we didn't get that. And also, I wanted Soldier Boy versus Homelander 1v1, not the 3 people versus him, like in Horror Orgasm, because that was good. Like I said, that was the hero orgasm for us. 3v1 versus Homelander. That was great. That technically is I'll be honest, the finale is not the best episode at all. Herogasm is the best episode throughout the whole season. And I dare anybody to prop me up on that. because that is the best one. That lived up to the expectation and hype that we wanted to see. Because if we got it at the very end, I'd been like, oh, it's awesome because of the fight, but there's other things that go into it. So, but other things that didn't work for me specifically, that Starlight scene is not my favorite scene.
Which
It's
one?
Captain Marvel
Are
is.
you
Which
talking
one?
about?
Which
Are
one?
you talking about when the man supporting the woman? You know, like nah, she got this, babe.
Nah.
Turn the
I
lights up.
wasn't a fan of it.
No.
No. I wasn't a fan of it. I didn't hate it. I'll say this. I did not hate it, guys. I'll let you know right now. Because I got no problem with the actress. She is cool. She's on my good list if I was Santa Claus. But it was a matter of just she didn't even really do anything impressive. She just pushed him back. Not barely pushes him back. So it could have been done better. For me, at least, because like all the time she wanted to, all the season she wanted to score up against Soldier Boy, and we know he would have laid her to freak out. That's facts, man.
Yeah.
No, we know that's the truth.
Yeah.
We'd have laid her out easy. Her
Yeah.
strength class is not like Maeve or not freaking Homelander or like Soldier Boy. She is technically shit tier to them, to be honest. But yeah, it was just a combination of that and just the three things that I mentioned. I'm trying to remember something else that I may not have liked, but no.
Well, okay. Well, I'm gonna pose this question now.
But I think it was just those things. Other than that, her joining the boys, I like that. I think that was great. They said now they got another evil to deal with, which is Newman. They let the head popper. That sounds crazy when I say that. Run loose and just be crazy. I know J-King's laughing at that. That's what she is, though, bro.
Yeah, but I will say this though. But I will say this though. The big question I leave you guys how this show ended, like off. I mean, at least episode with Ryan.
Right.
And now I think we mentioned the whole thing with the whole Brightburn situation, but to me, the whole thing of him smiling at the end, because like this show went very political at the end, but I think not in a negative way where it's like, folks gonna complain about it if they want to be really, sensitive, because they made fun of everybody, which I love. They made fun of liberals, made fun of conservatives, but like the fact that they based this whole thing of Homelander killing that one dude is like when Trump said, "Hey, I can shoot somebody on Fifth Avenue and I'll still be, and I'll still be, and I won't be arrested and I'll still be moving." And then that's basically what Homelander did. So it's like, and then you see Ryan smiling at it, and I'm like, listen, and it's not about whether you believe in Trump or anything like that. That's not what I'm like saying. I thought the beauty of this was just like, again, just showing the reflection of the society, like in a very meta way. Like this whole show is very meta. But like again, like I'm more concerned about with Ryan because now he's just been like the more wild card. Even with how he ended with the show with the smiles, like okay, is that more of like he's smiling because of like, oh, now I can, if I can finally do what I want to do, or it's like, hey, I can hurt people, I can get away with it. Like what is that? So I'll end off that, and we'll just end off this show with that. Like a question like, what do you think Ryan might be going through, potentially going through the next season 4?
I'll go first real quick, right? I mean, okay, Marcus, you go first. Damn. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead. I'll go after you.
You're the ever-changing name over here.
Yes, Ryan needs to go. He's a problem.
Agreed, brother.
And things like that. It just speaks to like the influence of a young child's mind, and especially with society, like Jedi might just hit it. It's like toxic tribalism. That's how I like to put it. People try to belong in the community, and you saw Mother's Milk's baby mama's boyfriend there, and he yelled at the end, and he yelled, and it's just like no.
If anyone needs to go, it's him.
Yeah, that too. I can't remember his name, but it's just like things like that. It's gonna be something like that.
And I don't care to know his name.
Exactly. And I think like Herogasm was just interesting because I said this joke before. Love sausage is now burnt sausage. He's no more. And then the deep.
Told you best episode.
The deep is like in love with the octopi or octopus. And I don't know why he doesn't just marry the sea and just like go live in the sea on his own, make a little kingdom down there. And Homelander, he's been snapping more and more. That's schizophrenia. Is that schizophrenia, split personality disorder, and it shows a lot of mental health. And then you got Soldier Boy. He's a man out of his time, trying to fit in and belong the whole time. And then you got Mother's Milk with his issues, and then you got Billy the Butcher, and then you got Huey and Starlight, and then you got Kimiko. Is it Kimiko?
Kimiko and Frenchie.
Kimiko.
You got it.
Yeah, it's Kimiko and Frenchie. Kimiko and
Yeah,
Frenchie.
Kimiko and Frenchie. They're like one of my favorites
name
of
is
the whole
racist.
series. Like probably one of my main top favorites,
Mhm.
besides Soldier Boy as a character. And Black Noir was one of my favorites, but they said Black No More, and that was messed up. So,
And that was lame.
and that was lame.
Also,
Black Noir is Black No More.
That was good, bro.
that was
Yeah,
also
that makes me
lame.
wanna laugh. Don't stop holding it in.
No, because like this, I'm actually working on another video about this, about how they've been treating black characters in all these
In
shows, man,
cinema.
and everything. Because look, like think about it,
Mm.
3 characters: A Train, Mother's Milk, Black Noir.
I don't care for it.
Black Noir,
Black Noir.
A Train.
Eh.
Man, I want to support you, but fuck you. And then
I agree.
Mother's
Right.
Milk,
Mother's Milk is fine.
Yeah,
It's just, like
I like-
I
yeah,
mean, he didn't
like
get the
it.
short end of the stick. It's just that he should have been the one to knuckle up against Soldier Boy, and he didn't do that. For me.
Well, for me, I actually like Mother's Milk.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
like him too.
I like him too. Yeah, I ain't saying I hate
Yeah.
him.
Out of
Yeah, I
all
like
of
him
them,
too.
he's like the more conscious one now.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the only one that's like, for him to be OCD, he's the only one thinking with a level head. Most of the time. Most of the time. You know what I'm saying? Most of the time, he is the only one thinking with a level head. And
And then like Queen Maeve is over there heading it up over there with her girl, and it's like well, she looks like Popeye now, or like a Pirates of the Caribbean cast off character.
Right. And I'll say this for my point real quick so we can end things. Like I said, her for Ryan, where's he gonna go? Get rid of him. I can't believe I'm on the side of this because I really thought about it. Everybody needs to check out the normies, because one of the people that made a very good argument, and I actually agree. Because technically you've made Brightburn. You don't have no idea. And if any of y'all seen Brightburn, y'all know what's gonna happen.
Because he's a bad guy.
Mm-hmm. Well, actually, Brightburn might just kill Ryan. Pardon for my French. Take out Ryan. If I'm being real, because he really is Superman. But I think maybe he spends time with Homelander and actually gets time to know his actual dad, the whole nine. Soldier Boy, I don't know what they're gonna do with him. I really don't want him to come back if you're gonna just bring him back next season. I'm not a fan of that. I'm really not a fan of that. Because he should have just had him go. I'm really not a fan of that. That's another thing I did not like. If you're gonna, like I said, if you're gonna have him do something, make sure it does something with devastating consequences. Like you take somebody out or you depower them permanently.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I would have loved to see a depowered Homelander. I think that would have been great, guys. Him just wrestling like, I'm not the strongest anymore. I can't run over these people like I used to. That would have been great for season 4. And then maybe somehow he gets his power back. I'd have been cool with that. Like, and the fact that you didn't get that was kind of like, there's no consequences, at least for me. But Maeve's story, I loved it. I loved it because it's a good ending to it. Now, just don't bring her back. You bring her back. Bring her back. That was a waste. That was a waste. I don't like bringing back characters. Once you've done that character arc, don't bring them back, because this is what they do in Dragon Ball Z. They take people off and they bring them back. I'm like, bro, this is so wasteful. I hate writing like that or filming like that in this case. But Jedi's the film critic. Let him decide that for you guys. Right? Ryan might have one chance in Butcher's good grace to save. If he can't save him before he goes, oh well. He got to go too, man.
F that kid.
Agree.
Jedi, I have a quick side comment. Do you think that they'll introduce the G-Men to?
I'll end off this show with this note, because I'm glad you brought that up, because there is a spin-off show that they're working on. It's already been confirmed from Prime Video that they're going to be doing another show. Now, it's not based off of G-Men, but I do think it's going to be G-Men influence in terms of other characters of younger age, demographic, because the premise of this spin-off show that they're working on is actually Soup's in college level, trying to basically, obviously they're high sex hormones, all this stuff like that, but they're just rushing to be the highest top dog, Soup, and trying to get the highest contracts, whatever, right? So it's almost like what they pitched this show was like Soup, like The Boys, but Hunger Games, and but also college and love a lot of story as well. So it's like they say with that, that's what's gonna be kind of like the show. Because G-Man, I know and I understand the show done many things, but pedophilia, I don't think that's gonna actually gonna be a touchy subject for them to do. Amongst the things they copy, because there's another show, there's another team called Teen Dream on The Boys. That's like basically rip off of Teen Titans though. But yeah, it's yeah, again, this whole universe is very, very distorted though. But yeah, that's what I think they probably will do.
I did have a question before we end things real quick.
Mhm.
Guys, I want everybody here to on a scale of 1 to 10, how did y'all love the Soldier Boy versus Homelander fight at the Hurlgasm? Tell me on a scale of 1 to 10. Was that your favorite? One of your favorite fights throughout the entire series, or is it just like in your top 3 somewhere? Because for me, it's number 1. That's the best they've had to offer me in terms of a fight.
Yeah, no, it was, to me it's top. It was the best episode of the series to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Man, because most of the fights in this entire series has been pretty one-sided.
Yeah, one-sided and one
Yeah,
shot.
they've been pretty one-sided. You know what I mean? So when you saw an actual fight, it's like, and then when Soldier Boy grabbed his cape, he made a joke about his cape earlier.
Yeah, bro, that's my favorite part.
He made a joke about the cape earlier, but then in the fight, he grabs him by his cape and snatches him out the air,
and then kicks him to the wall.
Right.
My favorite thing. And then, hey, listen, hey, yo, Jedi, they do the team up superhero punch when they work together. Like,
yeah.
He knew he had to dodge that. No, like I gotta dodge it. I'm about to get hurt. But yeah, like the reason why I asked y'all that is because I'm like, we talk about like a lot of fights on shows that give us hype. That was one of my favorite ones. I'm like, bro, if this was just 5 minutes longer, please. Like that's one of the ones I'm like, I need more. So like, they hyped you up. It made you anticipated for the next episode. And like I said, I think the boys is good at doing that. Like I said, even though I had problems with the finale, like I said, it's still the best TV series on earth. Y'all hear me complaining about it a lot? I'm like, nah, I really complain. This stuff is awesome. Oh yeah, my bad. A-Train and the Deep got to go next. They really got to go.
Great show, Jedi, though. Great show, man, by the way.
All right. That's all I got to say. I'm going to let my man Jedi take
Wait, hold on. Well, actually,
Yeah.
I haven't given my thoughts on.
I
Yeah,
was
about to say.
Oh, I'm sorry, bro. I thought he went. I'm sorry.
That's what happens if we go on tangents.
Nah. But yeah, so I didn't say I thought where they could go from here with like Ryan and everything else. So I understand where y'all are saying that Ryan, if he's starting to enjoy the type of stuff based on the ending of this season, then yeah, he probably have to go. But the way I see them going with this, giving him over to Homelander, is that they're going to let Ryan experience firsthand just how exactly the type of person Homelander is. And I say either by the middle half or closer to the end of it, Ryan is going to be in a conundrum where he's going to be like, okay, do I actually like this, or is this not actually the right thing? And it's going to come to a crossroads where it's like, okay, do I choose Butcher's side where it's like, oh, yeah, this ain't right, or am I going to be on Homelander's side? And if he is on Homelander's side, then yeah, this kid's got to go. This kid will have to go if he goes that way. And I agree with y'all. The Deep and A-Train need to get out of here. I mean, A-Train, I'll see what they have left for him, but they need to get him out of here. But in terms of Ryan, I think that's going to definitely be the focal point. Is like, is Ryan savable? And also, I feel like Ryan might even be the one person that might bring a side out of Homelander that we haven't seen yet, given the fact that that is probably the only person he has left, is that, which is also probably the reason he hasn't broken the last twig that'll set him off to be the nuclear bomb that he is. Like, I feel like whatever Ryan's decision is going to definitely shift the perspective of Homelander. And also Soldier Boy, just really quickly with that, I don't see them bringing him back. I see them using his abilities to do something, whether that maybe could show the return of Black Noir, that maybe they're not done with him and maybe they try and do what they did with him in the comics just in a little bit of a different way, or if it's going to lead to the creation of something else we're just not thinking of at this moment. But yeah, there's a lot of possibilities that could go with this. But in terms of Ryan, he's at a crossroads, and it'll all just be determined by who he chooses, the boys or the baby, the milk father, the Homelander.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, no, thank you, you guys, for your support. Like for this whole stream and everything. Appreciate y'all. And I just want to highlight this one comment that from We Unlock. He said Ryan just might turn into Breitbart from the remote of mid part of the series until Butcher comes to his sense and apologizes to him. Yeah. We should see that. And we also know that season 4 will be starting soon. This summer. We'll be shooting this summer, late this summer, and I believe in August time. So yeah, we'll begin this season 4 sooner rather than later. But yeah, guys, I appreciate you guys' support on this channel and everything for the stream we had here today. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button, comment, like, and share, and let you guys know your thoughts on The Boys, and also Boys season 3, and also Thor: Love and Thunder. You had a chance to see it. But also, I just want to remind you guys to hit the notification bell and become a subscriber to the channel. We got a ton of content that's coming soon. And make sure you guys also subscribe to other content creators who made the appearance on the show or also in the chat. Really appreciate their support. But till next time, y'all, this will be Jedi Mike 7. The rest of the platform, y'all. Thank you, guys. Until next time, peace. We are. Hold on. Where's the stream? Struggle streaming at the end, but it's okay. Peace, y'all.
Is there anything you want the fans to know or any last thing you want to say to them before we get to see this series tonight?
This is where the fun begins.
Hold on. Okay.